Okay, yesterday I played with Shrinky Dinks. Well, actually, I played with using these containers. They're number 6, and they have a very high-pitched sound when you tap them, unlike a lot of the other plastics. But it's number 6, and what I did was I cut out pieces and traced these designs. I enlarged many of these designs, as you can see they're quite large, onto copy paper. Haven't done all of them yet, but the door particularly worked really well, and this butterfly, which turned out looking like this butterfly. Sorry for all the shadows. Kitchen counter. But I used, as I said, I've been saving these container lids from deli food, mostly from Basics, for a long time. And they are, like I said, number 6. I don't think you can see that, and I'm not even sure. Yeah, but the little, just look for the number 6. I cannot make it come up right now, but that's what it says under that little triangle. Anyway, I cut large pieces out. You can see you can only get maybe 1 or 2 items from the bottoms of these. Maybe 1 there and 1 there. And then the other longer rectangular pieces I saved for words. Yeah, here's my word sheet. These are from G Car, and I blew them up so that they're like maybe 2.5 inches in length. And I traced them carefully with one of these basic markers from Amazon. Let's see if I can. Amazon Basic Permanent Marker. And here's the result. And I used my crocodile for the most part, getting the hole in. You need to know that although the image shrinks like mad, you can see the difference between this tracing and this after shrinking. But keep in mind that the hole that you punch doesn't shrink. So if you put too big a hole in it, you'll end up with a big hole. So I used the small hole on my, I forget what that thing is called, crocodile, I guess. Yeah. Anyway, some of them turned out really well. Most of them did. There's a bit of a trick. This was my first one, and if you try not to get it to stick to itself. Now, I used a heat gun on a tile. I used a heat gun on the tile, ceramic tile, and then when it was done, I put another ceramic tile quickly over the top to get it good and flat. But you can see this little item shrunk down like so, and they'll be like little charms for me to add to various projects. But that's the size that went down there, and let's see, this size went down there, and so on and so forth. Oh yeah, the bird. I have to show the bird. Let me see, because it turned out really cool. I have it upside down. That bird resulted in this bird. So you can see the difference in size. It's rather significant. I think you can't quite see it on there, but I'll push it over here so you can see. But the words I have are nice. Let's see if I can show you how those worked out. Let's see, where's the word hope? Oh, there it is. Down there. And I traced it and then added little squiggle lines. But it was this big when it started to do the reduction. I added a little heart. And let's see another one. Where's peace? Up there. And this is how little it shrunk. But they're great fun. This one was actually, I didn't catch in time. There's a trick to it, and if you, do a few of them, when you buy this stuff, you don't get very many from a sheet, obviously, because they shrink so much. But what I will say is that by saving those deli lid containers, but I will say this was this thing that folded in on itself. You could see it started out being, I guess, a mirror or a magnifying glass, but I didn't catch it in time, and it doubled over, and I wasn't able to move the heat gun in the right spot. I suspect if you used your oven and had it flat, it might work better. But then I did it again because I was persistent, and I got a nice one here. So this one has a little hole in it. I really wanted to use it sort of like as a maybe magnifying glass. So it has a little tiny hole in the handle. And I managed to get that one to work really well. But practice makes perfect. The door worked exceptionally well the first time. I suspect that shapes like this have a better chance. When you cut around this little area in here, you're probably asking for a little trouble. One of my words in the beginning, butterfly, did not work really well. It folded in on itself while it was hot. But I can try this one again. But by and large, the butterfly is probably one of the prettiest ones. And it was really easy to do by hand. So for anybody that's wanting to try this, print out something that is about, well, if you want this teeny tiny size. Now, if you wanted something bigger than these, you'd have to enlarge whatever you're tracing accordingly. And from here, just the size of the outside of this container would get you something maybe twice the size of this. So when you use the big sheets that you buy, I think they're right expensive too. Maybe $1 a sheet, or actually a little bit more. And considering the sheet, you probably get 2 things the size of this. So you don't get too much out of it. But I particularly like the black and the clear. So for anybody that's wanting to have a go, I'd recommend putting it in the oven. Look at some other videos on Shrinky Dinks and put it in the oven. Then you'll probably not have the same problem of the forced air that comes from the heat gun. Okay, that's about it. If anybody's interested,